downwards. You flew on over. Now, this far up into the north is a frozen nightmare. You can't see shit. Your sensors are constantly going to whack. Phones don't work, no connection. It's just a fucking nightmare. Luckily, though, you've flown through Europa before. You've also flown through probably a couple of asteroid fields and all kinds of nightmares. This is nothing more than just holding on to the stick just right and making sure Saturn's good. Whenever you do arrive, you'll see that in the distance, you actually can see what looks to be a conflict happening. It looks like things are being flung, shots are being had, things are exploding, but it's so far off into the distance that you can kind of vaguely see it, but nowhere near enough. But you know that's not your location, this is. So you land and you make your way on in. Once you make it deep enough in, you'll feel that faint sensation that I told you to about. It feels as if something just kind of pulled you down to the earth. Not gravity, but your strength and power. You still feel the light, you still feel the aether, and for you it'd be your mana and your, what is it called? Status magic?
Status magic and void, yeah.
Status magic, got it. You'll all still feel it, but it'll feel as if something is yanking it downwards, as if making it harder to use. But it's still there, just feels a bit tougher to actually pull out. Outside of that, whenever you guys do enter, once the music starts, you guys will be all good. And like I'll say at the start of every single mission, feel free to examine anything or ask any questions. This is all for you guys. I'll give you as much as you give me.
Guys, we gotta...
Super.
What's this rock? What's this rock? I gotta figure out what kind of rock.
The rock that makes me shoot you.
Is that marijuana?
Yes. All right. Whenever you guys hear the music, you guys are good to start.
Guardian, eyes up.
Ooh, chilly. I'm not sure what that, I'm not sure what that conflict was out in the far distance there, but looks like whatever this place is, it seems to be in a turmoil of its own, which may very well make our advance that much easier. The objective is relatively simple. I want a new arm, but nothing that Zafira, for instance, can make is really tough enough. So I figured, why not go outsourcing a little bit? I traced back some pretty good technology I used a while ago. Long story on how I traced it to here. Either way, old facilities and the like in this region seem to have some pretty high-tech good shit. I'd like to get my hands on it and see if I can't either find an arm or make one. Thing is, though, it seems to be, well, in a conflict of its own. We'll probably fall into that conflict ourselves over time as we move throughout, so eyes up.
Yeah, we're up in the north. I do know a few people from here.
Oh, you're familiar with this region?
Yeah, I've never actually been up here, though I do know a princess and another one who's kind of leading a side of the war.
Oh, it's a war. That's nice.
Yeah.
We must be out in like the far-off barrens, then I don't suspect there'll be too much resistance
As
around
the
here,
three
maybe.
of you walk around the corner, you look above to see where the light is shining downwards, and there you see a large frozen corpse. And large, I mean you're only seeing its forearm. The rest of it seems to be built into the rock itself.
Oh.
Whoa,
Yeah.
that's a huge bitch. Yeah, this definitely looks to be the outskirts. Old remnants of leftover, I don't tech behind?
Ethan, you notice electricity starts to shock between the ice arches, back and forth between each other. It's high enough that it shouldn't hit either of you. Orion might have to lower his head a little bit. But for the most part, the energy itself seems odd. Familiar, almost.
Something about that.
What, the particular energy, or?
Yeah. I can't put my finger on it, but something about it is,
Familiar, perhaps?
I guess.
Speaking of
Suddenly,
familiar...
shots ring out. Plasma.
Ooh.
We may have company ahead a lot sooner than we think. Speaking of familiarity and or a lack thereof, the light feels a little more distant around here. You guys feel similar about your powers?
Almost like something's pulling on my aether.
What about you, CP?
Ooh, see something up ahead.
Oh,
what the? Holy shit, that's a...
What the fuck is that? Well, I guess we're picking a fight with it.
Okay, that's it.
Ugh. Ooh. Shoot first, ask questions later?
Sure.
Fuck. Alright, watch your fire.
Aim for their cannons.
What the fuck is that thing? You sounded like you knew. A what?
Called a mancubus. I've seen these things before.
Well, where the hell have you seen something like that? It is ugly as shit.
Have I ever told you about Slade?
Only small things in passing. You seem to like the guy. And I got introduced to him once, but he didn't seem all too interested in me.
Yeah, he's...
This is kind of his ship.
Really? Well, it's a damn shame he's fucking dead. Otherwise, he might be of some pretty good use right now. Ow, fuck. Oh shit, big boy's coming. Holy shit, this thing can take a beating. That corn in its stomach was pretty important. Hey, buddy. I think that did it. I got its core thing.
Nice. Hey, you okay?
Oh, I know. I've been fighting that for a minute. Fuck.
Where's the rest of your troop?
We've been moving.
Ryan, the core that's in your hand, although slightly damaged, still looks weirdly usable, like a pulsating heart that seems to be radiating some kind of essence that makes you sick to your stomach.
How many of the demons have been coming out after you guys?
Lost count.
Shit.
Oh, hold on, Ethan. You seem to know a bit more about us than you're letting on. Who is this guy? What's all this?
This is one of the Night Sentinels.
Okay, and
He's,
they are...
They're a faction that fight against the forces of hell.
What?
He's-
Was
he
that a
pulls
force of
out
hell?
a,
That thing just then?
Yeah, he pulls out a Slayer's arm blade.
You Slayer?
No, but I was gifted an arm blade from one who died.
Understand. Fuck. Oh, plasma.
Where's the... Do you know where the rest of your squad is that we can get to?
Eyes up. There's a couple of us inside now.
Okay.
There's a door in.
Okay. You stay here and rest. You need to
They've been coming from
save your strength.
medical.
Here. Hey, I got medical on me, okay? Here.
Okay.
Stay here.
Forces of hell linger here.
Hey! Oh, hey,
What
hey!
the hell?
Slayer blade.
Get out your gun. What in the hell are you doing with that?
Do you remember a Slayer? Went by the name of Slade.
You don't say that fucking name. Give me my sentinel.
He was attacked by a mancubus. Here,
Get him.
he's injured.
We've been getting attacked all day long.
Look,
Now what in the hell are you doing with that?
Go on, go on.
he was like a brother to me. He gifted it to me when he died. I don't know where the real one went. It just vanished. So I made my own. I knew we were coming up to the north, but I didn't know if we would run into you guys or not, so I didn't bring my full armor. Do you know his wife, Belle?
Yes, I'm aware of his wife, Belle. We serve under her. We're the sect that decided to stay.
Good. I used to work with her. I helped her through a fair bit. We were good friends. We're as much allies as we'll find out here.
Come with me. We're not safe out here. Not right now. The war is only getting worse. The demons are being let through. Can you move?
Yes, I can. Things you can.
Come on. Let's go ahead and get the two of you back. We need to go ahead and get her medical. Soon.
Looks like we've got her in.
I'd be showing you a massive entourage, but most of us have already left and moved. Those of us who decided to stay are going to be serving underneath Bell. Those who decided to leave either went home or decided to stand up in one of the outposts in hell. And now I'm left with cleaning up all the rest. So unfortunately, I don't have some grand receipt to give you. Though I have to ask, why in the hell are a lot of you here? This is not the kind of place for tourism.
My buddy Orion here, big red guy, was looking for, he got a ping on some technology that he used to use. I'm assuming now that that was probably Hell Tech.
Seems so, if that's what this area is bound to show in the way of surprises.
What'd you have? Did you bring it with you?
Yeah, I've got it on hand.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Careful throwing this. This is not Helltech. It's UAC. It's one of their bio cells for their BFGs. Why in the fuck do you... Who the fuck are you people?
Well-traveled warriors, I suppose is the best way one can put it. Seen a lot,
Fucking
grabbed a
paranoid.
lot, used a lot.
Did you just toss a fuel cell for a BFG?
Yeah. I have good hands.
Yeah, I'm glad you do, Commander.
So, just so you're aware, there's a little biochip in that. If that thing were to explode without the BFG telling it what to shoot at, it would turn all of our blood, boil it so we pop like balloons. Well, I guess. Are you part synthetic, fully synthetic?
Robot, human.
Okay. So you came here looking for what? More of this, or something about an arm?
Well, considering there's a difference between this and this Hell Tech, maybe looking into the Hell Tech, actually.
Why exactly? You guys come from a place where you've got, what, all kinds of technicians and stuff who could make you God knows what. Why in the hell would you want any of this?
None of the technicians I know can really make something better than this. I'd like a new arm. Figured a place like this, with the kind of technology it has, might have something better than this. Whether it be materials, or a fully found thing out there we can get our hands on. And who knows, maybe we'll get into a little bit of trouble along the way.
Well, let me get something clear to you all. I'm one of the many sentinels here, one of the higher librarians. My job is to make sure that any kind of Hell Tech, UAC tech, or any Night Sentinel tech that should be at home but isn't, is retrieved, removed, destroyed. The UAC was a curse upon the world, and hell, nothing more, nothing greater. So for me to give you something like this, or even to point you in the direction, would go against my job. Unless you were to work beneath us, in which case then I could make aversions to that, but I don't know if any of you want anything that I have to do.
Well,
I'm always willing to work with an old friend.
not to mention I certainly don't want you guys standing in between our objective. We'd step on each other's toes that way, wouldn't we?
And as long as the pay is good.
Fine. Here's what I got. I have work that needs doing. I don't have bodies. Between the war that's happening with Bell, and outside of the fact that all the rest have decided to go in their own directions, whether fighting hell or going back home to protect it from even more so, I need people who can do work. But I have a lot of work to get done. So if you would be willing to help, maybe I could look aside. That sound good?
You need bodies. We are more than capable ones, you'll find. I think we can get the job done.
You'll be needing more bodies, but this will at least do to get you warranted in. Give you an idea of what you'd be leading these people into.
That can be arranged.
I got a couple groups of jobs, work that needs doing. The first is with the UAC. Curse upon the fucking world. Their technology was only given the motivation that it was because they decided to get stationed on Mars, where the laws of the Earth here don't exist, moral implications aside. So they made great weapons. Unfortunately, these are the same weapons that demons decided to start studying to create the advancements in their own demon tech. So we need their stations destroyed. I have 2 of them that are still functional. I need them gone. That would be one avenue. I'd definitely be able to get you hands on a bunch more of the UAC tech that they have, and who knows, maybe a different version of the BFG that they actually got. Some other fancy guns. The other? I have brothers and sisters that are within some of the strongholds. Luckily, we've been holding the line good, keeping things structured how we need to. And Slade, for all that he was, did his best to try to keep lines leveled. Easances between us and demons had to accept the fact that even within this realm there are some demons that aren't what they have been drawn to be from our home. But there's still a lot that are and need to be removed. Their strongholds have been building up new captains upon hell, attempting to reforge their army and recreate an entirely new disruption that had happened before. They want to disrupt hell, causing the ramples of hell portals to start opening up everywhere. We need it quelled now. I have 2 strongholds full of people. If someone would be willing to go through with it, I'd consider you a Night Sentinel myself, and we would equip you with our own gear, our own weapons. The last goes a little bit further than that. The UAC was the whole reason why hell found a way to branch its way to Earth. Their teleporters were meant to go from there to Earth, found their way in between. Through this, scientists started losing their minds and experimenting more with demons, thinking they were talking to God. Of course, they fucking weren't, and they created the core problem. We believe that there is a new kind of queen. One who can spawn and create demons of any kind, of any time. There is an old UAC base that has a portal, one that can only be reached from there. Traveling through it can take you to a part of hell that even Slayers haven't seen. And there, if you had a band of people strong enough, they could march on through and take her down, cutting down Hell's forces by half and allowing us to be able to take more ground and keep that bridge between Hell and Earth that much stronger. If you'd be able to do that, I would gladly turn my eye at some Hell tech. Make that yours if you want it. Those are the options right now. The UAC bases, the Night Sentinels, and the strongholds, or Hell itself. Any of those sound appealing?
You mind if I talk to my boys here real quick? Off to the side?
Of course. I'm gonna go over with the others and help them keep moving some gear. Get me whenever you're ready.
Of course.
So what do we think, gentlemen? It looks like we've got quite the interesting to-do list, ways we can help them out. If you ask me, these guys are sorely lacking in the troop department. They need more men.
Yeah.
Heading into those strongholds that they have and trying to strengthen the line, make sure they don't lose any more than they've already got, sounds like the best option. But this other queen issue sounds prevalent too. Only thing with that is, it sounds like a pretty tall order for us. We only just got here. Not to mention, like I said earlier, our powers, they're different. Something about them, there's a pull. I don't know if we'd be able to face something like that, walking fresh through the gate.
Oh.
Maybe investigating that.
You said you were feeling a pull? Something holding you down?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like an energy, like something stopping us. Or not stopping us, but it's harder to conjure that which we usually use.
Upon entering this realm, all of us had to find a mediator. All of your kind, as well as some of the beings within these realms, are insanely powerful, beyond comprehension. So, demons, as well as us Night Sentinels, and some of the old UAC facilities, have these right here. Power mediators. Each one's built differently. Ours is actually using Night Sentinel energy to essentially grip at the soul and pull what makes it powerful downwards. Basically holding you guys to a point where we'd be able to compete, at least to some degree. Hell has its own kind, and so does the UAC bases. Difference is those can be destroyed. So if you do go on these jobs, your first goal would be trying to knock these girls out so you can rip hell in. You could handle it without, but it's an option.
So they've got their own, so the enemy has their own out there, ways to dampen.
Hell had to, a lot of the demons from our realm had to, and even some of the UAC facilities. Apparently some UAC units decide to try to recreate what they could, but due to the conflict with the Eternal War, that's no longer the case. But those bases are still active, and the demons that are there have already started reactivating them. But they can be found, and they can be destroyed.
And if they're destroyed, at permanent deactivation, we could likely consider those safe zones for our own continued work. And probably yours. Okay. That's good then. We understand the source. And they have some out there. All we've got to do is break them. That said, though, until we do that, I just don't know about taking on that newfound queen quite yet. What do we think about the troops that they have at the front line?
I have a bit of an obligation to help these guys out. Slade was like a brother to me. We fought together a lot. He and I went through a lot together, and he was one of the people who helped me figure things out for myself properly. Belle, his wife, was one of the people that I always tried to keep an eye on. I always knew she was strong, I just knew that it would hurt.
What's she like? I heard her name a few times now. These guys seem to know her pretty well.
She's pretty hardcore. She's really strong, and she's unforgiving when she needs to be. A warrior through and through, just like Slade.
Here's hoping that unforgiving part of her mentality doesn't slip its way into casual conversation. I can't stand those types.
No. I've seen her a few times since Slade died. She knows how to talk to people. But when it comes to war, she knows how to be a general. She knows how to lead.
Good.
So
a sensible leader, that's probably for the best.
I think we start with bolstering their strongholds, helping them out, and then heading to the UAC facilities, and then go take on.
Good idea. And while we're out there, we'll keep an eye out for these mediators that the demons, I guess, have. Break them over our knee, and get our strength back. What do you think, CT? Does that sound good? You look lost in thought.
Yeah, it's about the same conclusion. You bolster the Sentinels and take out UAC, and then you can use the reinforcements to help guide us under the attack into hell, so we can assault the Queen while the war is ongoing and keep a distraction from main forces. That way we can sneak in and take out the Queen with minimal effort.
Yeah, they would be effectively without a major player in their squadron.
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay.
Good deal. We've made up our minds. We're gonna help out with those strongholds of yours first. The ones containing these, night sentinels of yours. Help bolster the defenses there. Make sure your men aren't getting sacrificed off to these demons anymore, and hopefully help patch things up around here too if some of them can come back once the line's held and firm.
Oh, well, this outpost is long going to be removed. This place was only really held sacred because this is where Slade first gathered us into this realm to charge forward into hell. It's one of the first times one of the archdemons of hell actually were slain. It meant a lot to us, but Belle was one of the main ones who had taught us that you hold dear what you love by your chest, not by the ground beneath you.
You fellas look like you're packing up to get out of here, though. if we do lend a hand, are we going to meet you back here, or is there some other base of operations we'll be rendezvousing at afterwards, or eventually?
If you're really gonna be doing this, you're gonna need better gear than what you got. You said you were looking for a new arm, right?
Yeah, this one is good, for what it's worth, but it's outlived its purpose. And, well, suppose it can be a little flimsy at times.
I shouldn't be doing this. I just want to make that very evidently clear, but I'm not gonna have you guys going out doing all of this without at least something to prepare you. Here. A hollow image of a Komodo is actually gonna appear on that table. These are Komodos, ancient demons that long since have died, ever since the Great Old One was released, and the paracausal energy that they produced caused the rest of their kind to slowly fall apart. They never were truly demons, but they were always looked at and treated as such. We had a belief of all things that needed to fight being demon, dehumanizing them to help bolster our forces. Not the best way to look at the world, but it's how we did it. It's how we had to. The arm of that creature, I have one. One. It doesn't have all the equipment that it needs to be the same power and strength that it normally would. But something tells me if you were to help at these strongholds, there could be pieces that you could use, pieces that we could use to help reforge it into something greater. Something less of what it was and more of what you need it to be.
Alright. Sounds like a pretty good deal. Did you say paracausal?
Yes. I won't go into too much detail, but long story short, there were once titans from a different realm, a realm that most humans could not fathom if they tried to. It caused these energies to be released that created different kinds of beings that we to this day don't have a lot of information of. The original evolutions of the Kako demons, as well as the Komodos. They were birthed from them. Aquatic titans that were known to make those feel a madness the moment that they saw them. Don't worry though. I know the immediate fear. The arm itself has damaged and withered to time. It really is just a giant fancy arm right now. But it has attunements to it that we could use to help make it into something greater. Whether you decide to utilize the UAC's tech, the Hell tech, or our tech with the Night Sentinels.
Alright.
Sound like a deal?
That it does.
Yeah, we learned to be careful with handshakes, but I put a bit of trust in you, considering you've got someone who knows way too fucking much.
Yeah,
But that's
he's
okay.
a little more well-traveled than myself, but he's plenty useful, I think you'll find. Speaking of useful, where do we start when it comes to these strongholds of yours?
What did you say? I apologize.
No, it's fine. Speaking of useful, where do we start when it comes to these strongholds of yours? Where are they? What should we be looking for? What are we expecting?
Well, you start now. We have a forge that we use. Problem is, getting back home to it is complicated. Considering there's a bit of a divide right now. A lot of Night Sentinels are going in different directions. New leaders being formed, new kings. It's a bit of a time for us. Getting home to this forge where I could get you this gear, where we could craft you this gear as well, unfortunately requires you to reactivate the portal in there. You'll probably notice it is a giant blocked and locked door. That is because we had a Hellgate open in there, and it let loose 3 creatures that ripped through some of my lesser soldiers. We had to lock and secure it. Like I said, low on numbers, low on gear, low on energy. Whole reason why we were leaving was to take what we had, get up with Belle and the rest of her people, and then from there start bridging a connection between the rest of the Night Sentinels. Restock, reforge. If 3 of you are up to it, you can clear your way through there.
Alright.
You could reactivate the portal, and then we could get to that forge, get you the gear, and get you the rest of the equipment you need to be able to contact with us, and send you the rest of the information you need.
What is a Hellgate?
Exactly what you think. Thanks to the UAC, Hell was able to make permanent connection with Earth, as well as this realm in its entirety. The second that Hell is able to make a connection, it's permanent. They will always know you. They will always know where you are. Some demonic sorcerers that are strong enough are able to rip apart reality to create doorways between here and Hell.
Makes sense. And I presume if we're headed in there, we're bound to find these fated 3 who caused a ruckus. What exactly are they? We saw that one with the cannons out there, the, what was it called? Mancubine? Mancubus.
That's a common unit, actually.
Are you shitting me, that big bastard?
He's gonna
what the hell's in there?
Unless you want us to. There are all different kinds of demonic entities, way from down to imps, to Hell Knights, to Barons, to the Mancubi, to Caco demons, summoners, archfiends. There is an entire array. Cyber demons that actually were enhanced by Hell Tech as well as UAC Tech. And then the arch demons. Beings that basically have garnered enough knowledge and power to be able to think consciously, not having to flow with the energies of Hell, but are able to make up their own minds. Now that Slade is dead, there is no being to fear in Hell. When he existed, when Slayers existed, even before him, the many Slayers that existed then, Hell is only controlled by the strongest, and the Slayers being those feared in Hell, there was always a bridge. No one would rise high enough to challenge them because there was always something to fear, and even if they did, Slayers would always be there to end that battle. But now that he isn't here, some demons are starting to garner a bit of confidence to do so.
Right.
We have a
No one around to teach them a lesson, they're starting to rise.
I'd give you a bit more information on which exact demons are at these strongholds and these outposts. But first, we need to get this thing open. Once we can get you guys there, I can get you all the information that you need. You won't be going to fight these strongholds today. This is just to give you all the information that you all need, because you're going to need more people than just the 3 of you. These strongholds are strongholds. I'm talking powerful demons beyond most people's comprehensions, on top of the fact that you'll be having to find those, I don't know what kind of runes they call them. I'm going to call it an artifact. They're artifacts. So you're going to be fighting an uphill battle until you can find it. Once it's gone, though, your powers are yours. So first, I need that place open right there. There are some strong beings in there, and we've kept it shut for a while, so there might be a little bit stronger. But if you can get it open, and if you can get those demons out of there and that portal open, we can get you guys to the forge and get you exactly what you're looking for.
Alright. No sense in wasting any more time, eh, fellas? We'll get going then.
I'm going to be getting together with the rest of my people who are going to be extracting. Go ahead.
I have a set of armor that I was given the blueprints for. It's Slade's armor. If I upload that blueprint to your guys' forge, do you think I would be able to make a set?
You have to understand that the Praetor armor and the series that came after it are not something I can just make for people. You
not
have to
asking you
earn
make-
the right of a slayer. No one will. Even the wretch down in hell who made that armor set to begin with wouldn't. You have to walk through that path. And I will not wish it on anyone. Slade's biggest thing was asking that there be no more slayers, that we control our own path and not demonize ourselves to that degree.
I'm not asking to be a slayer. I only wish to don the armor of a man that I respected and looked up to. A man who taught me to live the way that I live and to fight the way that I fight. To hopefully...
No. But we'll find a middle ground. I won't make you slayer armor. The only people who wear that are people who are made for it. But if you help us, I'd be wrong to not assist you in some way. We'll find a middle ground. Make something that works. Make something better than what you have.
I have a set kind of made. It's not to the full blueprint specifications. It's it doesn't have the same integrity that Slade's real
Do me a
armor.
favor. You all might open that door and just die and waste my time, and I'll have to get some other sentinels in here. Prove to me that you're strong enough to handle those demons with that dampener activated. I'll get you what you're looking for.
Okay.
I gotta get with the others and make sure they're good.
Or can you open it?
The access panel is currently burned by a bunch of plasma, and everything else is ice and rusted objects that we slammed against it. So,
We'll rip it open. Don't you
it's a
worry.
big man. There you go. Gotcha. All right. I'll be with the others. We'll be just outside over by the extraction vehicle. I'll come back on and check after I hear the gunfire is over. Don't die, or do, and kill the demons when you do so. It's the Sentinel way.
Alright.
That's a pretty bold ass right out of the gate, Ethan.
I know. But
Well, let's try to take it easy on these guys, alright? It looks like they're pretty war-torn, and I don't want to unconvince them to get me the arm that I kinda need. Or want, I guess.
I'm aware.
It doesn't sound like they're not interested in lending you a hand somewhat in what you're looking for, but I get the sentiment. You've gotta make yourself into the armor's holder, I guess. I don't know. Something like that.
Yeah.
And make yourself into someone worthy of donning it. There we go.
As you guys come around the corner, you will see claw and plasma marks all over the walls. Blades that cut in deep enough that you swear you can see minerals inside. You'll find plasma shots all over, weapons and blood drying upon the ground, mixing together with the snow, but no corpses.
There was certainly one hell of an effort placed here to hold out, that's for sure.
Ethan, as you reach just about here, you will suddenly notice that this crystal starts to react oddly.
Hold on, Orion.
Quickly before you can even touch it, the energy zaps directly into where your arm was sore from before. The marks that had seemed to appear and gone away.
What are you doing
For the
touching
rest
random shit?
of this combat, your right arm, that's where you have the arm blade, right?
Yeah. That's usually where you would wear it.
Your right arm is going to feel incredibly locked up and hard to move.
You good?
Jesus. Yeah,
Have company, fellas.
Fucking crystal reacted when I walked past it, and it kind of
CT.
zapped me. It feels like my arm is all locked up.
Alright, just, make sure it's not too detrimental.
Yeah, no.
Orion, suddenly as you walk through this tunnel, every step sounds like you're walking on meat.
Ugh. This is not right.
CT, you will lightly trip on your next couple of steps and find a corpse that is hidden under the snow.
Watch your step.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Door.
Oh, hold on, this is likely the one that's been sealed shut. We're gonna have to
Yeah.
move some of this shit out of the way and then pry it open.
Door lays before you. Ice holding most of it shut, but anywhere where there would be an access panel has been burnt or melded shut. It also looks like it's been brazenly slammed into from the other side multiple times. Honestly, it looks like it's barely really being held together, the ice doing a grand majority of the work.
There's something in there waiting to get out. Or several somethings.
Even if I were to surround the access point, it's just door's so fucked up it wouldn't even open on its own.
What do you think the play is here, fellas?
I don't know about way you're doing it quiet.
Yeah, I think we
Yeah.
just kicked
Either we
open the
slammed
door.
open or cut open.
I think we
We
can.
melt some of the ice first.
I think we could manage with I don't know, maybe not a bit of cutting, a bit of slamming, though. I can do that.
Find that trying to use the fire to actually melt the ice seems to be a bit more difficult than you normally would. Remembering the device that's back there, you're having to push a bit more effort, but you'll find you're still able to do it.
Oh god, I hate this feeling.
Ryan, while he's doing that, you're gonna start seeing the same thing you saw before as meat looks like it starts forming beneath Ethan.
Ethan, watch your feet there. There's something going on.
Yeah. What are you talking about?
There's a fucking bloody sludge going on down there. It's like growing and melding.
It's just snow, man.
What?
Literally just ground.
It's just snow.
You telling me you don't see that?
When you look back, the meat is gone, and the sound of meat beneath your feet goes away.
What the fuck? Ooh. That must just be me. Alright, Ethan, I'm gonna run right into it and fucking send it. So, alright, I don't want to hit you or nothing. Alright.
And you barrel right on through,
Check
What the
left.
fuck?
Ooh. What the?
What is that?
Before you all enter inside the building, you see a gore fest, bodies ripped and devoured. Inside that facility, you see more of that meat and sludge growing along the walls and ceilings. This entire place seems transformed. The only things that even seem kind of human are the sentinel corpses that have been turned into what looks like meat-based statues.
Oh, this is fucking atrocious. Oh boy.
Let's not stand in the deadlight, shall we?
Yeah, no, let's get out of there. There's no avoiding it. We gotta get rid of the uglies. Grab the table. Grab. One down, two to go. Oh shit. Oh, fuck. Bastard jabbed me in the chest twice. Yeah. Ooh, those claws mean business. "26.
Yeah. He's fast, that's for sure.
a sweat. Good shit back there, CT.
Sure.
Okay. Let's see, it said there were 3 demons that broke in. As far as I know, we just did kill 3.
3 of them.
To close the gates.
Right, the Hellgate. How do we do that? It's a damn shame we didn't get that other guy's fucking contact. Otherwise we can get him in here, he might know a way.
Looking around, all 3 of you are not going to be able to find any kind of terminal. Instead, you see a giant, what almost looks to be device. None of it really seems concernable. A bunch of tubes and cables, meat, and what appears to be just grossness that's all formed around the area. But what you will find is right towards the center of it, there looks to be some kind of pimple, almost? It looks giant. A lot of things are fleshing to it. It's glowing weird. It's the only thing about it that seems discernible. Everything else just almost looks like meat and organs.
And what about that pretty fucking nasty looking thing over there?
Yeah, let me give it a shot.
I can't say I've seen anything too similar other than maybe the hive. But either way, usually stuff like this is kind of important, so maybe getting rid of it will do something important.
DM pause. Alright. So, this will all be happening at once. Whenever Ethan stabs it, there will be a scream that will rip out throughout the entirety of the facility, loud enough to make each and every one of you fall to your knees. As this happens, the meat and organs and everything that has been fleshed along the walls will all start popping and exploding violently, gore and viscera everywhere. But in that same moment that it all happens, as you all rise back up and sling some of it off you, the device in the middle will start to open and reactivate, the electronics starting to fuse and reactivate once again. The facility almost seems to lighten up as the nightmare that was surrounding you all seems to dissolve into the floor with all the rest of the leftover gore. And you guys are cards up.
Yeah, that sounds right. That's the ticket.
Jesus.
Shit's all over me. It's gonna take ages to scrub out of the fucking cape, too. Son of a bitch. Well, something in the middle there's looking like it's coming back too. This whole place looks a hell of a lot better than the nasty little painting as was when we walked in as well. Not to mention, I think our awaited company just showed up.
You always said it was screaming, but never expected it to be that fucking loud. Oh, yeah, I got it.
Hey, you heard it too, huh?
Yeah, gore fests. Disgusting amalgamations the demons use to either hold things together or create their own portals for their demons to spawn. Of course, they'd use our own stuff for it.
Lovely. Well, it's, looks to be clear now, hopefully.
For the most part, it's gonna need some repairing, but that's alright, we got people for that.
This is, your device here, right? This, portal to get you guys to your forge?
Yep. Just gotta give her a little bit of tough love.
Lovely.
There we go. Okay.
Hey, can you make sure Flurry's space is clean? I don't think that does well, covered in blood.
I just got smeared, man, but
As well as you can. Thanks.
Alright, you three. You want your payment?
Yeah.
Come with me.
Alright. Does that include a shower?
Out here?
Sure. Alright. On the three of you standing up top, you will watch as all of the devices begin to activate and start spinning around. In a moment, as the teleportation happens, although many of you are used to teleporting, this time it'll feel different, calming and soothing, as if not that you're being teared apart and put somewhere else, but as if almost like you're being lifted and then dropped somewhere else in almost an instant. Not a flash, but a soothing almost morph as everything just changes around the actual device itself. And for a moment, we are cards down while I pulled the map.
Holy peak!
I rolled an 8, you're all stinky smelly. You're all stinky.
Shush me.
A glass.
I like this guy is cool. I like him.
All right, let's go get on through.
This is Swimmer. I love him. He's my best friend. One of the many. I'm so happy to bring Swimmer along for this. I don't know how often Swimmer gets to do stuff, but it's just really fun being able to bring him along and screw around a bit, get into some trouble. Because as far as I know, anyway, he doesn't get to do much. I don't know, that could be wrong. He could be all over the place, and I just don't know it. But as far as I know, he doesn't get to do too much. So bringing him along like a fun operation like this is great.
Make sure to tell him to not back up.
Yep. Make sure to not back up. There's a portal back there.
Is this the real one? This is the real port.
You guys wait right here?
We've done it, gentlemen.
We did it.
Gentlemen, you know what this calls for. You just, Outstanding.
Outstanding.
Damn, I haven't unlocked Ethan yet in this fighter game.
Holy peak. Who could that character be? I don't know.
Choose your character.
Good character design can be defined by their silhouette alone.
Real.
Too bad you fucking can't. I see all of you. You're not just a silhouette.
You're right. I'm better than that.
Guys, we can't continue the mission any longer because the players killed themselves.
The NPCs to be all set. We'll go and get going.
Holy.
I don't even know what gesture he just did at me because his whole body is a black void.
All right, players. As we arrive, there will be a little bit of walking that we're going to do. You will have arrived on Argenta, but specifically it won't be where a lot of the fortresses are, but for the little walk that you will do, you'll see an odd landscape where it looks almost like Earth, but a little bit different. Everything seems to be familiar, but still off in just the slightest kind of way. But the oddest thing is deep within the sky, deep within the distance, you'll see a giant, what almost looks like demonic-looking rune. But it looks withered and it looks worn away. But it's far enough off that you can barely see it. Then, after walking past many guards and all kinds of different night sentinels and their weapons and gear, we'll arrive here. Cards will go up in 3, 2, 1.
This, isn't some other section of Earth, is it?
No. This is Argenta, our home.
I see.
And this is the heart of the Forge. Which, when I say that, I mean that quite literally.
Oh, Jesus.
Whoa.
You said you knew of Slade. Did he ever speak of his home? Or, I suppose, our home?
I think once, but it was in passing. It wasn't really any detail.
Long before hell had even been a remnant of a knowledge that we had known about, a giant alien crystal had found its way pierced through our planet, quite literally from one side to the other. The aliens within, we worshipped as gods. They empowered us, strengthened us, and changed us, our way of thinking, our minds, and our planet. A heart was formed above where these odd, almost ethereal-like beings were. The ones that we, at a time, worshipped called makers. They were the closest thing to angels we ever had. Over time, we learned to master this world and the things before it. The Forge naturally creates the runes and the power that we use, the crystals given by the aliens to empower our equipment and gear. We literally use the Earth itself to fabricate the equipment that we have. Everything that you need made will be made through it and through us.
I see.
Your arm, you said you wanted it?
Yeah?
I had it pulled out. I'd rather it destroyed personally. But if you're going to do what you say you're going to do, maybe it'll be worth it. A lot of things have changed for us, the Sentinels as a whole. I won't sit to you and write you our history. I won't feel like wasting anyone's time with that. Us librarians talk too much as it is. But we have been taught open hands, something that we're not used to. The closed fist has always been our preferred treatment. But over time, we have learned to change these ways. Thanks to the odd slayers that have found their ways to the gate, Slade just being one of them. If you decide to run off with this equipment, it'll be half-baked. You'll never have exactly what you need, and hopefully you'll just die with it. So some scrapper or somebody will play with it either way. But if you help us, we will fabricate weapons and gear for you to make the devils of hell writhe in fear.
Pretty mean looking.
Parts of it are slightly damaged, like I had said before, but its functionality should operate all of the same. Do you have any kind of soul, or are you just completely a machine?
Well, it's been tampered with over the years. Great many a creature's attempt to take it, break it, melt it. But, despite all that, it's still in one piece. So, that I do.
When you try to equip that arm, we have seen what it does to most. Under most normal circumstances, it would change them. Slowly over time, melding their brain to the thoughts of the old one, driving them insane. Some becoming new kimonos. It's what our original theory was to how they were made. But this one, it's been withered to time. When you try to put it on, it will connect with you. But we have found that some Night Sentinels have been able to control it, using their own minds to be able to wield it as if one of their own, but never long enough for it to be meaningful. But that's because for us, our protection comes from our armor, the energy that rides within it. You, if you're as strong as some of your people say you are, should be able to wield it. And with the equipment that we'll make you, you'll be able to do much more.
Understood.
Your arm still have trouble moving?
A little bit, yeah.
The same happens to most of us the first time we actually touch it. The essence of God,
Huh?
flowing deep within the crystal.
Nice and
That was
metal.
pretty big.
It'll probably fit right on my chest, yeah?
Now just make sure
The
you
only reason why
offset the weight with the other arm, otherwise it's going to be awkward to use. You'll be out of
is
equilibrium.
because there is something about
Yeah,
it that is
it'll
corrupted.
take some adjusting, I'm sure I'll have to reset, stabilize my innards, but it'll take, I think.
If you want, you can install some gravity modifiers on your shoulder plate there to help with the adjustment period.
Your arm.
Mm.
Sometimes brains is better than brawn.
Yeah, ain't that the truth? Might give it a try then.
You're gonna want to fit this into the bottom side of it. It'll help you. What you're undergoing is something called a remnant. Blights from hell unknown, and you were extremely close to
Might be a nice occupation after the wage stuff is
someone that
over.
hell doesn't like.
Could be.
If it was
I always try to find a way to get myself into trouble.
that she is, I'm
It's
sure
busy,
hell would have done the same
but
thing to her. But you don't seem
this
to
could
be
open
near
quite a
as
few
far.
doors.
So
Not
unfortunately,
only in
it's
the way
this
of
way of
something to
tampering
do,
you.
but people to save,
Most
evil to
people would
crush,
have just changed already, but for some reason you haven't.
weapons to outfit ourselves
So
with.
it looks like there are beings that seem to favor you.
I was more interested in the armor.
That device is going.
There is
This
that.
device is going to help you. The closer you get to the demonic energy, the more
Night
it's
armor.
going to try to change you. Keeping
And
that
then
device
this
on you.
specific set for
Throughout that
figure
process.
stuff.
Also,
I think
I've been bound
will
to
be
use
on the shoulder
this.
pad.
The,
you need to get used to the
Scythe?
things that fuel it.
Yes and no.
This is going to be your start.
I got it from one of the waves.
Make you
It
slave
just
for
comes
no
with
one.
special perks for
But I will
the
make you
status
more
matches
worthy
that's
of
already
being
been
the
keep
greatest
on.
Night Sentinel.
makes
There's a
sense.
different style to it.
But again, like when it's all over, I can work with these guys, get some armor pieces, weld them.
I don't know, it's gonna be
Making
tough not seeing a CT clad in armor and cape
It was
anymore.
almost like I was kind of in a trance.
I think I prefer that type of armor.
I finished polishing it off and sharpening it.
A lot more
Oh,
versatile.
nice.
This
Final touches on it.
night stuff is cool, but
I kind of
the
blinked.
old iron can only
My
get you so
hand
far.
was driven through the blade.
I hear you. I think you look good in it.
The old
Oh,
blood.
thank you. I wouldn't know any better. You're starting to
A
make me blush.
tradition that we since thrown away, but
Maybe.
Night Sentinels, we used to take old iron blades and drive
Serious
them with our
about
hands to
competition.
coat them in our blood,
Oh, right.
allowing it to seethe within each other, clean and sharpening them the day after. But it was a way of imbuing our soul to the weapon. You said you did this through some kind of trance?
I was making it, trying to remember the details of Slade's arm blade. I had kept it on display at my home for a long while until it just suddenly disappeared, like a puddle of water left in the display case. So I made a new one. I knew we were coming up to the north. I knew I'd need something to kind of signify our my alliance with the Sentinels.
There was one other time that this happened, but that wouldn't mean... No. I'm sure it was probably related to the demonic things that are trying to tamper with your mind. For now, at least, try to be careful. You will all be given communication devices. It'll fit to whatever kind of tech you have. Yeah. Oh, tossed you one too. You'll be able to communicate with me directly. Any other Night Sentinels will react as they should, which is get the fuck off this line. I'll be there to answer any questions. I'll also be giving you your directions of where to go. First, I'll have to find an appropriate hellgate for you guys to interact with. Unless you all know your own avenues to hell, which I'm hoping you don't.
No, rest assured, we don't go tampering that deep on the normal occasion. So we'll be working with you for our entry.
Good. I know a couple that'll be opening up soon. We have sentinels who are supposed to go and quench them, but if I could spell some of my bodies somewhere else so that you all could do this, it would be a blessing in disguise.
Surely
And
you don't trust all this to these outsiders.
Normally I'd say yes. We have existed for thousands of years battling against the demonic hordes and all the bastards who deem themselves as gods, tearing them down by the shreds using nothing more than manpower and our will alone. But doing it has caused our people nothing but misery. I'm a librarian. It's my job to keep the records. It's my job to count the bodies. I'm very tired of counting bodies. Maybe it's time we open the gates. Slade told us about it thousands of times over, and before him, other slayers tried the same. Maybe it's time we listen for once. If the higher-ups get angry or that new Fletched king decides to come screaming, he can come scream at me. Aim his hatred towards me. I'll handle it. And you seem to be the only one who hasn't asked for anything or wanted anything of sort. If you're going to go on this job or this work, or for the small work that you did do, I'm at least indebted to pay you in something. Something tells me money's not of interest.
Oh, well, I'm a mercenary by trade, so the money will never hurt. But there's another world calamity that I'm dealing with as well at the moment, but when I'm through all that, I wouldn't mind joining your guys' rank as hired help. I don't think.
He's got a...
You want to be a hired mercenary for us.
Yeah. Lived through 4 wars. Seen lots of shit, killed a lot of people. Even blew up a planet on my own back in my heyday, even though it wasn't my doing. I'm not any ordinary bot, I can tell you that much. Stick around long enough, you might just know me.
You said you're dealing with some kind of world-ending calamity at your home.
Yes.
Is there anything you are in need to make this stop?
Any potential weaponry that you Sentinels have that is of the scythe variety?
We don't tend to find scythes to be a good weapon of choice. Some of our mystics have actually enjoyed using them, but they're very big about staying in their towers and only coming down when the worst is to happen. Normal, can't blame them. But
I wouldn't actually really need one. I just... The weapon I carry is very unique, where I can just copy it. I don't take it, I just copy it, and my scythe takes its form when I need it to.
well,
I don't need the actual one, just one to copy, I suppose.
one of the outposts you'll be going to. I guess I might as well. The first one you'll be assaulting. The devil who runs it has deemed himself as the Reaper. He went by many names: Sarfur, Azraku, Zong Victa. A demonic imp had grown the ranks to a Hell Knight and a Baron, and then shredded himself of his own carapace, to then adorn himself with runes to empower himself to be a Grand Summoner. He is one of the first of demonkind to arise himself to be strong enough to interact with the souls of mortals without ascending to being a devil. He is blasphemy in its finest, and he is able to control many a demonkind with mere thought. His weapon is a scythe. A very old-fashioned one, with grievous power behind it. If it were to vanish, I think the world would be a lot better for it.
I suppose I can do it. That's more than enough for me, but again, the scythe isn't really my biggest thing. I'm a soldier at the end of the day, but I just took my own skills and just used it for higher pay. So when I save the world I'm from, figured I'd help you folks out, because I do like the endearing efforts. Brings out the best in everybody, especially the paychecks.
We're not exactly used to kindness of that degree. We'll find a way to pay you back in full, even though you have requested nothing in particular. Kindness is something that we receive less of. So, thank you. In the meantime, if you have any further questions of me, you may ask. I will answer. But if you wish to leave, you can head on back down over towards the gate, and as you walk into the darkness, you will be returned to your home. Or your ship, to be particular.
Oh, you caught that coming in.
The funny thing is you couldn't see it in the snow, but we had a very large gun pointed at your ship. The only reason why we didn't fire was because the person who was going to fire it, unfortunately, bled out. So, I guess this is the part where I should say, I'm sorry.
Apology accepted. No hard feelings, boss. As far as questions go, I've got nothing, fellas, at least until next time, that is. Though, I'm sure plenty of questions will arise as we continue to aid you guys. We three fellows, and those will likely collect along the way to continue aiding, aren't exactly in these kind of projects for a one and done. And we stay for the long haul. So you'll likely see us again. Which one?
Your replacement. How long have you had this mark on you?
Oh, that one. That's a new one. Came to me when I was, sitting down one night actually trying to do the research to find this place. Used a lot of the barcoding and the old material on that cartridge I gave you earlier, that, ammunition. Scrolled through a bunch of real old archives, all of which led me relatively to here. It was the weirdest thing. I was staring at it, and I could swear it started to slosh around. It's an energy cartridge, so that sound didn't make sense, and before long I started seeing things, nothing pleasant. I must have spaced out or something, but when I came back I was gripping the thing pretty tight, and past that, well...
You didn't space out. For instance, it's on your hip.
What, it is?
I remember you going to go pick it up.
Pick what up?
Old ancient times. Beings that came from the same place where the old ones came from. For us, it was our version of witches, though from what I hear from your home, much different. Beings that experience grievous amounts of rage and hatred and sorrow all in the same time can be used as tools to help do their bidding. Unfortunately, it seems like you have remnants of that left on you. They have deemed you worthy of that, which is not a good thing. Normally it means they want to accurse your mind and then turn you into a new instrument of their using.
Yeah,
Getting rid of those.
whenever I looked at it, it always changed. It's hard to focus on.
Don't focus on it too hard. The moment that you can read it is the moment that your mind is lost within the wilds. The cosmic realm, as we call it. It's where the old ones went to. It's a place that humanity can't fathom. Not even some of our greatest can understand it. So far, the only people who've been able to travel there and leave unscathed has been slayers. But that's because of the accursed nature of their minds to begin with. I will grab old text and see if we can try to find a way of removing that from you. Curing it to the best of our abilities. In the meantime...
that would be preferred. I don't know if I want some ancient demonic asshole, pardon my French, trying to use me as some kind of power conduit or talking piece. That doesn't sound very good.
Much worse. In the meantime, keep checking on that BFG set of ammo for you. They might be using it as part of the conduit. It may change over time. Keep me informed with what kind of changes you see, and I'll help direct you to a better outcome if possible.
Are you certain I should keep it, if that's where all of this is coming from?
You are left with a 50-50 coin toss. We have before destroyed some of the reliquaries that the witches imbue their energies into. Sometimes it has led to nothing more than headaches, migraines, and the occasional nightmare. Other times, it has changed people into beings of unknowable horror. I myself have only ever seen one, and I would lie to you if I say it didn't left a mark on my mind. Destroying it would be a risk, one that you would have to decide to take. It could do nothing to you. It could forever change you. That would be for you to decide. Like I said, though, in the meantime, I'll study some of our text to see if I can find any answers for you. Try to be able to help you in a way that doesn't further harm you. If you help us, I will help you.
Right. Alright, yeah, that instills some good confidence. We can go with that.
Alright. And if you have no further questions for me, you are free and welcome to leave. I will let you know whenever the location has been acquired, and you will gather your forces. You'll need more than just the three of you. I'll let you know how many would be applicable, and we'll move on from there. The stronghold will be a fight, so prepare yourself.
Actually, one more question.
What's so funny?
Had Slade ever mentioned...
Oh, you know, just being nice gestures. That's all.
Oh.
I gestured Ethan to go down the stairs and he gestured me at the same time. It's like, okay, well, I ain't gonna stand here as a tent still.
Oh, I see. Pretty, interesting place we found ourselves in, huh?
It'll be the first time I'll be touring hell, so...
You and me both. Hope you brought some credits for postcard stamps. Help us remember this place.
Yeah, right. Imagine if they had a post office.
I'm sure you know, Ethan will join us soon.
I'd imagine so.
That site doesn't sound like too bad of an idea. Get in there, kill this self-proclaimed Reaper, and then you get his weapon to help you all the more.
Yeah, but at the same time, you gotta remember, it's not me taking it, I just copy it.
Oh, sure, but...
But I mean,
Any
At
help
the
is
same
good
time, I
for
gotta be careful. If I take something demonic, it might power up my curse series, which I gotta be careful with that.
Right. I don't want you running off on us again and giving everyone a scare. We pulled you out last time. I'm a little afraid of what may happen this time.
Sometimes you live through enough to where you'd rather just see it all burn down. I think that's what happened.
I hear you. Been there myself. And you know that,
No?
how you saw it firsthand in that chemical plant leak foundry put together. That had to be my lowest. Wit's end.
No, I tried playing hero. Or tried being the good guy anyways. That only ever ended up in torment and misery for me. The only thing I can ask you is just don't follow my road. Maybe that way you'll keep your light instead of stepping into places you don't want to be.
Yeah. Say, you don't think of me any different since that day, do you?
You found your day?
Yeah, they gave us the choice to sacrifice someone else, whether we knew them or not, for the selfishness of love, I guess.
You're talking to a morally great mercenary, you tell me.
You think everyone looks at easy to you?
Well, when you're a forgotten war veteran of a very big war back a couple years ago, it kind of tends to make you think that way sometimes. The only reason I questioned the use of the poison was because I knew what was going to happen. We used it, they were going to use it. It's simple psychology.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, if I didn't have any friends that were of a draconic nature, I probably would have been employed by Children of Siegfried. Unfortunately, the tales of the mercenary doesn't always mean you always fight for the good guy. Sometimes it means you fight whoever gives you the bigger paycheck.
Is that what drives you?
Whatever war is, that's where I go. I've been in times of peace, and I always fight for peace, but every time I live in peace, I just can't be myself. Unfortunately, the most fucked up thing is you see your tormentors from your past in a simulation, and you think it's a rush of euphoria. Unfortunately for me, war is home. I still love and care for everybody that I find dear, don't get me wrong. And my true home is in the acres, but on the field, that's me. Ever since I was aboard the Zerman and missed that jump, war is ever and everything I've known.
Well, regardless of how war-torn you are, the more you call yourself just a mercenary looking for another paycheck, it's like a machine with the full capabilities of being humanized, but it still downplays itself, still calls itself a machine. You're more than just a merc looking for the next big hit to me. You're my buddy, one of my good friends. That's why you're here, and that's why your opinion to me matters. That's why I asked something like that, if you thought any different of me since that day. I know what I did was wrong. I know it was selfish too, and sometimes that's just what love is. Selfishness. For the person you care about most. But that's what it's all about, ain't it? Caring about people. Even what they think of you after the fact. That's why I asked you.
You'll always be the same brother in arms as you've been since the first time.
Alright. That's all
You
I
did
need.
what you had to do. And that's all that's important. I wouldn't have gone with you otherwise.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. That's what I kept telling myself too. I guess I just needed to hear something similar from someone else too. You know?
Now, believe me, I get that. I get that.
Hopefully with this new arm, can start installing it, getting it ready to perform, and who knows, maybe we'll come back here before we hit Sanctuary, maybe Solution.
Right.
Keep empowering ourselves, or at least myself, and as much as we can you with that scythe getting in your way. And hopefully we'll be ready just enough to take the fight to that fucking key.
Indeed.
Ready to
Sorry
go?
about that. Had to ask a couple questions, yeah.
Yeah, that's what we're here for, brother. Ask questions, seek answers, and find some damn fine technology along the way to help us in our greater endeavors, huh?
Yeah.
And as you all travel through the dark, almost unnaturally as such, you will feel the same pulsing energy that you had felt before, and you will be back within your ship. And there you go.
Oh, darn.
Peek!
Hit it, shit. You look at this. Look at this. All right, there you guys go. So, if you guys have any DM questions or anything, feel free to go ahead and message me whenever you guys have anything. I do apologize. The NPCs did a great fucking job, but I didn't really have a whole lot, so I did the best I could with what we got, and these guys made it work.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, yeah, I'll
you
say
guys
You
did have
guys
fun.
were awesome. It was rich. It was good.
Okay, this is just like I said, the introduction. Basically, I'll go ahead and message you specifically about how many people and when we're looking to do this. Preferably, I would like to do it next week, although I was hoping to possibly do it on the weekend, but I don't think you'll be able to do that.
Yeah, so let me give you a rough idea here. So if my job offer falls through, my last day is on Thursday. I go home, I move back to the southern part of the state on the 28th. So that gives me the night of the 26th and the night of the 27th. That's all I got for.
Okay, then if that is the case, because I'm probably gonna see about doing this Friday. You're not gonna be able to participate on the first mission, but that's okay, right? That's just one mission. Afterwards, we'll be having a second mission with a whole different group of people. Probably still a couple of consistent ones, because I'm probably gonna keep it to your guys' group who you bring on these missions. Leave that up to y'all. You'd be able to participate in the second one. Sound good?
Sounds good.
I do appreciate that. We'll see. Depending on my living situation, I might be out of
Yeah,
the yard
we'll
until
see.
November, so we'll see.
Okay, I got you. Well, if we can include you, I'd like to.
Of course, and I do appreciate you doing that, and I do respect that.
No worries at all. No worries at all. And then for you two, if you have any questions for me, let me know. I'll be messaging you guys throughout the weeks about how your blights will be changing and affecting you.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
All right, cool. Outside of that, you have any questions for me?
I'm good.
No, I'm all good.
All
At
right,
least until
cool.
next time.
Yeah. Where do you guys go? Oh, hold on, because you guys completed it. Oh, wait.
Wait for
Sorry.
it.
There you go. I want you to know that I, in fact, have a secret boss in mind that if you are able to find it and fight it, you will, in fact, get a little monster hunter battle.
Jesus Christ.
Sick.
We get the
Everything has
monster
to have a
hunt
monster
fight a fucking demon.
A demon Ravalos, what are you doing here?
Oh, fuck. Alright, thanks thanks for stopping by, even if it was at a moment's notice, Swimmer. Appreciate it, brother.
Yeah, no, it's all good. My dumbass forgot, that's my fault. I just thought I had enough charge to get through it, that's all. But yeah, I think it was a good introduction. It's very story rich. And if I can keep VRing for another year, I'm deep diving into this arc. This arc's cool.
Yes.
I will make sure to keep reminding you guys. Obviously, there wasn't a whole lot to discover for this time, but one of the ways that I like to do my loot for my missions is obviously every mission, everyone will receive at least one thing, but I'll have little NPCs play Doom toys that I hide throughout the map occasionally, and if you find those toys, you get extra rolls from a D100, where I have the entire loot table, where everything below 50 is jokes and sillies, everything above 50 is essentially actually effective gear and equipment. We had somebody roll 100, and they got a toy lobster that if they die, they actually will become a lobster.
Awesome.
I need it!
Reincarnated as a lobster.
Let me get all the toys. I need to get that D100 lobster toy. Please.
I'm gonna tell you right now, if you guys decide to include bento, no, you're not, because Anxious found every fucking toy, every fucking mission. She had to give the toys out to other people because she found too fucking many.
That's awesome.
Alright, I'm gonna head out.
Alright.
Thank you, Depresso.
Yeah, same here. You guys are all good?
Yeah.
You guys all take care.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you much, man. Appreciate it.
I love you, Swimmer. Alright, that is going to be it for this stream, ladies and gents. This was just the beginning of a new chapter for Orion. I know we do have a lot going on right now, from antagonizing Leap Foundry every now and again, which isn't so much of a main plot, but it is something occurring, to helping out D over at the Acres and unraveling and changing fate itself to save them from this key entity burrowed within. What the fuck? What the fuck? I've lost my train of thought. I know we're doing, this arm's dead, so don't worry about it. I know we're doing things from antagonizing Leaf Foundry every now and again to, helping out D with this key that has burrowed itself into her body, and is currently trying to wrestle control over her form and, get rid of her or take control or something or other. But now we have another thing coming up, which will be a hell of a lot of fun. This is more of a, I wouldn't call it a personal story so much as it is Orion assembling people to go out and collect different bits and pieces to hopefully help himself out and get a new arm, get some new gear, stuff like that. So this is just another exciting new little chapter of things that we'll be getting ourselves involved in that is Doom-inspired, and, most importantly, ran by Depresso, who is typically known as one of the Doom DMs, so it kind of makes sense that we go by him for all of this, as last I checked, I don't see anybody else going out and running this kind of shit. So, that's exactly why I'm heading through to Presso for stuff like this, but he's the man to ask, so he'll be DMing a lot of these fun little adventures, and I think we're going to have a hell of a lot of fun with it. In addition, today's session was not for nothing. You guys did hear right that Orion was working to get a new arm, and I do actually have representation of that arm, which is right here. My controller won't work, so I cannot show you guys properly by lifting it up and moving it around. But what I can do, anyways, is let you guys see for yourselves. So this is the arm in all of its beauty. I'll attempt to steer the camera as much as I can. It's definitely very, like, crab-like almost, very chitinous looking, but, like, made into armor. I love it to pieces. It's, you know, big, it's beautiful, it's spiky. Sorry, attempting to move this camera with only one hand is extremely difficult. But it's a pretty cool arm. And if not, you know, if that view doesn't suit you, hopefully this one does. This is kind of what it looks like. Big, bulky, spiky shoulder comes down into an arm. It's got 3 fingers, just three. It's got 3 fingers, which is, you know, middle finger, index, and thumb. Just like the V2 arm did, but this is kind of supposed to be an upgrade to that. So that's kind of the whole idea. And I'll probably have it equipped as of next Acres lobby, which I may or may not stream. It depends. I know I've been kind of going hard with streaming missions and stuff like that lately, but I might stream a couple just calm social stuff depending on what happens, depending on if I'm feeling up to it. I don't know. Either way, excuse me. Either way, that's going to be it for this stream. Thank you all for your time. Thank you all for watching. This is the first ever episode of Argent Awakening, where we will be venturing into the realm of Doom and fighting off all of their treacherous demons and beasts and obtaining loot reminiscent of that. So, thank you guys for taking the time out of your day to watch. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I appreciate you all. I love you all, and have a wonderful rest of your morning, afternoon, evening, or night. Until next time, my friends, goodbye. I just saw Flurry now. You're stinky, you're stinky, you're stinky. You smell stinky.